Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back again. We're here for DAC 2017 CIS Qualifiers. Vega Squadron facing off against Comanche. Game number 3. I'm Lyrical, going to be joined as well by the elusive, the wonderful, the greatest of all time, GOAT himself, Trent Pax. How you doing, man?
Wow, greatest of all time.
I had to say something.
That's too much. that's how you get flamed.
Yeah.
Some fast, that's fine. Yeah, I'll take it. We had a little bit of a mix-up here. Earth Spirit taking out a Vega Squadron. They're sick of it. They're like, this Chew guy sure does play this Earth Spirit on. He's pretty damn good at it. So let's not let that happen this time. And the Ember Spirit slips through, which means he gets snagged up here by Comanche.
Yeah. There's some people saying that it's not actually pronounced Comanche, and I do think that is potentially a thing, but if I remember correctly, it's a Native American tribe, if I'm not mistaken, and I feel like I remember it pronounced that way when I was in school, so I'm just going to blame NA education on this.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
Sure that's what it is. Apologize if I'm triggering anybody in chat. I hope that you'll be able to deal with it for now. We'll check in with the players a little bit later to see what it is that they want to talk about it. But Ancient Apparition, taken in the first phase for Vega. I really like this in combo with Slardar. To me, I feel like the big problem you got is a lack of control with this hero. You pair it with Slardar, suddenly, this is a hell of a combo.
Yeah, I feel like there must be something else to this. Like, they got some sort of an idea. Surprised they banned out the Weaver. That used to be kind of a classic. Where you use it to yourself. But okay, so with the Spirit Breaker, all right, that was a pretty quick pick up against the Bounty Hunter. Understandable. You're able to track him up throughout this game. AA is a greedy hero, though. And now you have this either offlane Spirit Breaker or offlane Slardar. Could be either with these guys coming from Na'Vi, who have run quite a bit of that general. Seneko is back in the drafting seat, by the way. But they had run quite a bit of that like general Spirit Breaker, where he was playing it more of like these offlane roles. So I wouldn't guarantee it's going to be Slardar offlane, although it is more likely. And we'll have the Spirit Breaker just being a general support roaming around the whole map here. But the hard thing about Ancient Apparition is you need to get your level 6. So generally you want a position 1 that can move into the jungle relatively early and give some space, or in this kind of a game, maybe even just look to be ganking mid or something like that. Free up some room for your Ancient Apparition. Then you need some sort of a setup where you can easily get this ulti to guarantee the hit. If you don't hit your ulti as Ancient Apparition, you're not, you're useless. That's basically what it comes down to, right? And you want to be using it offensively and aggressively to get kills. It's not going to work for, like, they're not just going to sit at your tower and let you ice blast him. That's not really how this hero goes. People are smarter than that. It's a very difficult hero to operate, and that's why we just don't see it picked that often, even when you see these big heal strat squads.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I think that, and also considering how it is that they've been playing throughout the entire set of these games, that 5-man group up push, it feels like it's a good answer, Ancient Apparition. But now with the Bounty Hunter and Ember Spirit, they can play it a little bit differently if they want. This, to me, is going to be a very important game for how I view this team going forward. Because if they can only 5-man, their potential to go like really deep in a tournament is severely limited. But if they can manage to play a different style and still be successful, there's somebody to watch out for.
Yeah, similarly, they're also mixing up their draft a little bit. We still have that Dazzle. I think the first game we said they pick Dazzle or they pick Rubik. And well, so far today, it's just been all Dazzle. So Vega Squadron is also just picking Slardar every game because they're just getting the first pick. So, no shade thrown on Comanche here or anything like that. But now we're getting a little bit deeper into their pool. We're getting that Ember Spirit. He slipped through. We're getting a Bounty Hunter. We're getting a Timber Saw. As well as Shadow Fiend making it through for the first time. And we'll get some nice minus armor synergy here for Vega Squadron, but their last pick's gonna be tough. I feel like they need like a position 1 Void or something from Vega, like some sort of a controlling one. Don't really want to see the Sven, but something like that with a control element would be good as well, though. Lifestealer, very nice to ban out there with a Slardar and Spirit Breaker in the pool.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You don't want to have to deal with those infest bombs, a huge problem, and also particularly against Timbersaw, like you want to be able to burn these people up. I will say, if they wanted to run just the Timber Saw in the bottom lane, that is a great lane to go up against the Slardar and the Spirit Breaker for. Granted, it's still going to be tough, like you're going to take a lot of damage, but I feel like he'd be able to tank through it and Whirling Death would be super value.
Reserve time.
Yeah, very strong against both Slardar and Spirit Breaker. A Chaos Knight ban, that is intriguing. I think Any sort of a strong dual laner is what they're looking for. TB is still a possibility here if they want to go offlane Dazzle with that TB. CK would have been really strong too, so I can understand why they'd want to ban it out, just to because the bounty hunter is going to be roaming around, so it's going to be just like when she was on its Earth Spirit, where they need a really strong dual lane if they want to go dual, and that is the Mr. Wraith. Wow, not a hero we see too often. Position 1 role still left. I mean, if you're in a pub right now, this is an anti-mage. But with a Spirit Breaker and a Slider, I don't think that's the strongest hero at the current moment. And they'll go for a Nyx. Okay, so still some mana burn. That moves him to the off lane and puts it as a position 1 Timber.
Wow.
It's going to be an awkward game for Dazzle. I don't really know who he helps.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing.
He'll be like just poisoning mid.
I guess when I'm thinking about it, though, it's also like Nyx is decent against Wraith King for the mana burn, but it's based upon int, so it's not like Wraith King is just overwhelmingly full of int. And this hero just has so many problems with like mobility. If he is able to stay on top of you, it's a lot of damage being dealt, but they only have like 2 strong lockdowns. I don't know. I feel like I'm favoring Comanche here. How do you feel about it?
The Nyx, he'll be roaming around pretty well with the Bounty Hunter once he hits 6. So Vendetta, Bounty going through, decent magic nuke, good mobility from your other 2 cores in the Ember Spirit and the Timber Saw, where if you're nearby just setting up a gank on someone, you can, both of those heroes can reach it during the stun time of the Nyx Assassin, so there's not enough time for them to respond, and then you immediately have 3 heroes hopping on top of someone, so they could just be brought down. Mind you, if that's a Wraith King, of course, he'll be coming back up, but it is a pretty strong draft from the Radiant. I think it'll be interesting to see what our Dazzle gets up to. I would imagine he'll just be mid. Could even see, I think it's Ake who's been doing this like max poison touch. Someone I keep seeing is building it, and it's pretty funny. But something like that where you're just non-stop bullying, probably going to be the life here for Misha. Not really going to need any help from as a Nyx Assassin or a Timber Saw. You generally just want the lane to yourself to get as much experience as possible.
Well, quick little movement down here, placing a ward. Not going to end up blocking the camp, of course, but did they really know that he just went there? How did they ping that?
Did he? No, he didn't.
How did they just know that? What?
Was it his ping or was it theirs?
I feel like that was Seneko pinging that's the direction he went to. Did they? There's no way, right? I don't know. That was really weird to me. That felt very strange. Maybe it was just the Timbersaw pinging out that's the way he was going, but Seneko just in their head. They know what's up.
Well, they get that early ward, so they'll see what G's up to. Doesn't really matter too much, though. Maybe Chu will try and snag something here.
In the meantime, Mag, he's got himself a Mango and a hell of a lot of regen as well as a Stout Shield, so should be able to deal at least somewhat well. Like, he's got a Shrine there also, but it feels like Rory should have a good time in this lane and be able to pressure him pretty heavily. Chu is not going to go for this steal, as you do see Seneko with the dust. How tough of a hero, how hard is it to deal with Spirit Breaker as Bounty Hunter?
As Bounty, it's awful. It's like the worst. You pick Bounty in your pub and they pick Spirit Breaker and you just want to leave. It's like someone picking Axe or something if you random brood. It's bad. If you have any Observer Sentry combos across the map, you just get charged and you think you're sneaking up on someone, but this whole time you're just being charged across the map and then suddenly you're dead. And speaking of dead, Mag, in trouble here. Already crushed.
Body blocks, gonna end up getting taken down, and this probably is gonna be
close.
Okay. All right, just a 3-person crush. Why not? And he's gonna back out and away, and he has a Shrine if he needs to have it as well. So a full creep wave going to Mag, and he's gonna be full HP. That is
victory. Yeah,
fabulous.
Couldn't quite get Rory close enough. A little bit of a self body blocks here. I think Seneko's gonna have the hardest time of this early game. They picked the Spirit Breaker relatively early on in the draft as an answer to the bounty, but then they picked some cores that are just like, what are you going to do against? Maybe Nyx would be the best target, but Timbersaw you're relatively useless against. Even Ember, once you hit 6, of course, would be very hard for you to deal with, but even throughout this early game, he's just going to have Misha camping him.
Yeah, this is tough. And we've seen how good an Ember Spirit can be going into the late stages. Opting to ban out that Earth Spirit, it means that you've got to deal with this guy in the first pick scenario. So I don't know. I really want to see what it is that they're planning on doing with Ditchiara on this Wraith King. To me, this feels very strange. But maybe they have a plan.
It is a weird hero. We talk about control, which is important. You definitely want someone with any sort of a setup to help in the AA. Even if it's just that short with Wraith Fire Blast, it still does make a difference in those fights, so you can guarantee it on someone. You just ping, you throw it, you quickly Ice Blast from like 2 feet away. Still counts. It's fine.
Drop the dust, charge. They have Bash. Needs that 17%. Needs it bad. Where's it at? Oh, they get it.
Yeah.
One more. They're gonna need another. No, they don't. First blood drawn by Sioma. There's just to find it on the Comanche.
Yeah, nicely done there. But yeah, Wraith King, it is odd. There's no like Lone Druid is one of the more classic ones we were starting to see the Wraith King picked against because his crit works on the bear, so you get that ridiculous double damage. Little pub tip for you guys if you wanna. Doesn't really matter anymore because the bear is useless because, you know, Lone Druid's OP. So sadly, that counter won't be coming to play too much until that nerf happens. But it's certainly no direct reason to see these.
Mid lane, Dazzle's still only level 1, able to break through the shield at the very first, trying to go through, but he misses the raise. Oh no, G, and now they've actually got Chu coming in. He's hasted up as this bounty hunter. They find the kill in return. So, God, that missed raise really gotta hurt. That's tough.
Yeah, and then just Shrine right up here. Ember Spirit. And he now has his bottle here too. See, almost south in the hill. I think he's just gonna save straight from the bottle and get that sent out.
Charge over to the side. They have the chilling touchdown again in the top lane. The Impale's going to connect on the Sioma, but even though they're melee heroes, they're able to bring down that Nyx.
Yeah, definitely the best target for Sneeko, especially if he's already cast a spell or anything like that. And good spread there too, just to make sure the Impale's not going to completely ruin your gank.
Yeah.
Still getting experience though. Gets back up top for the wave. Not the biggest deal here for your Nyx assassin. Maybe you're just kind of tanking that pressure for your mid. And 6 is going to be the biggest moment for him.
You know, we talk about a lot about snowballing and the ways that lanes end up working out. The fact that Slardar was able to get that first wave really has made a huge difference here. He's level 4 and has been able to have a really good time against the Timbersaw, a hero that traditionally just counters him out completely. So I've been quite impressed. He's bringing this creep for a walk, though, to go get the bounty rune.
Yeah, Rory's got a bit of a weird build, too. He's opted for 2 points in Timber Chain really early on, which is very different than most Timbersaws, especially when they're in a 1v1 versus a melee hero. As Chu gets dusted up here, looking just for a bash. Probably won't even need it. Oh, actually doesn't have mana for the last raise. Okay.
In service.
All right.
Oh, I wanted that sick triple raise counter. That's like my favorite cosmetic thing in the whole game.
Yeah.
Come on, G. Get your mana together. But either way, yeah, this build is really different. Like, we're so used to seeing a 2-0-2 build at level 4, and then like 3-0-2 or sometimes 2-1-2, and then 6. You just pick up your chakram, but he doesn't have the multiple points in Q to actually bully out Meg.
Yeah. So what is your idea for why he's going for this? We have to actually, it looks like they're setting up top. I don't think they'll be able to find it. Is it just to try and be effective earlier with the rest of his team, or what's your...
Yeah, that would be my only reason to do it.
Okay.
I still think it's weird though. It really lowers his damage output.
Particularly just in this laning stage, and maybe I guess then the question is, like, if he gets enough done with his team, then it ends up being worth it. But we'll have to wait and see if that's going to be the case, as this lane is just going to continue to let Mag get closer to that Blink Dagger if he wants to go at first.
You just must be too worried about these Spirit Breaker charges, but still, multiple Timber, like, a second point in Timber Chain is not going to make the biggest difference for you, but apparently Rory thinks it will, so we'll just stick with that for now. And a nice scan will spot out the fact that a Spirit Breaker is nearby, and Rory will back himself away. This is where things do get a little bit dangerous. On the one hand, if it's like a true 1v1, Timbersaw is still fine, because he's going to shock him you to death as a Slardar if you try and go on him, but with the help of Spirit Breaker, that Corrosive Haze is enough of a difference maker that the two of them could take him down.
Yeah. You can see also the pings that come out. Rory, he's worried about the movement that could come in. He had the amp damage on top of him, but not realize that Spirit Breaker is gone. He is going to have to play this a little bit safer until Spirit Breaker shows again, and don't expect that that's going to come too soon. But yeah, not a lot of levels that are going across the way. How do you feel like both of these teams feel going into the later stages of the game? Sort of mid or super late? Is there any pressure on either team to end it quickly?
No, not really. I think both teams pretty even. There's no standout like late game king or anything like that. I don't think. Maybe Vega you could argue would be a little bit better because of the Ancient Apparition, as well as just the Wraith King, the SF. You've got a Slider and Spirit Breaker, so a lot of control items really helping out all of those heroes. Comanche will get stuck into a little bit of a magic damage situation, although Ember is still exceptionally strong. There definitely are counters to people like that where it's just a ridiculous amount of magic being dished out here. I think Vega have an easier game heading into the mid game. They'll be looking more towards Roche. A single fight can just annihilate him with Presence of the Dark Lord and the Slardar, as well as the overall control in the pit. The biggest thing for Comanche will just be ganks between the Bounty Hunter and the Nyx Assassin. And see who they can set up on that was
Sniped.
a sick impale.
I mean, he saw it the whole time coming through, but it's still pretty to watch. So, Snako, get the hell out of here. We don't want that shenanigans. That does reveal that there's a ward over here, though, which is a downside.
That is true. But it was pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, really, isn't that's worth it? It was dying anyway. Now they might waste a sentry on a ward that was about to expire in like 2 seconds. I mean, that's a win.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, actually it's not, because you get 100 gold now, so it's actually quite fine.
I think it's also just a mentality thing. You hit an impale like that, you feel good. You feel pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Chu is going to be revealed here. They get a couple right clicks. Well, Sentry Ward, and now it looks like Ditya going to have to play a little bit safer. As Misha is here too. That's a lot of damage with the heal bomb coming through if they want to go for it. But bottom lane, pressure coming in. Rory taking a lot of damage. Can he find the kill on Snako? He is going to get one. Oh, and Dazzle shows up just in time. The amp damage not enough, and now trying to chase further. Has Sioma caught there with the Chakram, but they're not going to continue. So, ends up working out for him.
Bit of a scary rotation without the Grave being quite available, but then Misha hits 4, so he'll have it now. And top lane charge, but okay, they're going to go for this.
Yeah, Toa taking the damage. He has the impale. Oh, just a little off the mark. Meanwhile, mid lane, they're thinking about diving. G took a lot of damage from that one. And in the meantime, Ember, I guess the rotation in from Sioma is enough to keep them from going for it. Oh, Misha, courier snipe, do it. Do it one time. Oh, they're not going to go for it. This is very chaotic. The rotation in from Nyx with Vendetta, everything. You just see that all of Vega are like, we don't want any of this. They're all going to back out.
Man, Chu is still such a low level right now. Level 3 at 8 minutes. Yeah. Not having a fun time as a bounty hunter. 2 deaths, only 1 assist. We're really going to need one of these Vendettas to work out for him. So they're going to try with this one. They have that Invis Rune just expiring on Misha, though. It's a Wraith King. He has the ulti. Unlikely to work out.
They're actually... They're even going to back out and just have Nyx Assassin farm, so... Very much a hold on, wait till we get those levels, the next good timing, and then we'll go for it. But Vega's been doing a good job of keeping that vision up. You can tell just right here even, making sure that Wraith King is not going to be ganked.
Roy just keeps his life going down the bottom lane too, though. He's only a little bit behind the Shadow Fiend. Yeah, decent timing on his own Bloodstone. In fact, they're going to bring Ditya down here. Maybe try and put a little bit of pressure on Roy, put some threat in, just having the constant Wraithfire Blast possibility into some follow-up. Make him a little bit worried as now Mag will wrap around.
They spot this, though. The ward is up there, and well, Dazzle also in the area a little bit far away. Can he stay alive before the rotations come in time? And looking for the Grave, they'll have it. Yeah, they can't bring him down. He's too freaking tanky. And now Ditya maybe in some trouble. They have the slowdown with the Poison Touch. G is showing up as well. All 4 heroes, the big impale. Oh, it's just not going to come out. They had the Sentry Ward down, which revealed the Nyx. So they can't get the follow-up. That would have been a huge impale and probably a double kill.
All right, well, I mean, this is one thing about the Wraith King, though. We were talking about looking for a position 1 hero that can be really active, try and move around the map early to give space to the Ancient Apparition. This is exactly what he's able to do. He could jungle if he wanted to, take advantage of the neutrals, or he can just come and look for some ganks and be a relatively survivable position 1 here. So plenty of room given to Sioma the Slayer, but they're also abusing this from the Radiant too. Bounty Hunter's been up here for a long time and is almost up to 6 himself. So both these guys kind of struggling to get into their ultimate, try and contribute to their team. And the mobility of this position 1 is going to offer that to them. In fact, it even gives a little bit of gold over someone like Bounty Hunter, who generally has a hard time finding these last hits. He's actually going to leave. He's too worried about being charged right now. Oh, that's so frustrating as a bounty. He just has a TP home. Look at this. That's so aggravating. Like, if he can't see Spirit Breaker, nothing he can do.
The plus side is that he is going to have a 6 now with that Tome online, and we talk about the problems that they were having earlier and, you know, not getting those levels on. He's doing a fabulous job of catching back up. Whereas you look at somebody like Spirit Breaker, stuck at level 5 now, just getting it, and they gave the tome to AA. So he's not going to have his ulti for this next engagement. And that's much more important than a hero like Dazzle, who's, you know, still going to have the 3 points up in Shallow Grave if he wants it pretty soon here. But Rory, meanwhile, Ice Blast coming out as well. They're going to be able to get the initiation. There is the Grave that comes out, though. Not able to stop it. Now Rory trying to run out and away. Going to go for the TP and is going to end up dropping. Oh, it wasn't quite in time, so they lose 2. And a big win there for Vega.
Very nicely set up. Perfect use of that first Ice Blast. Is exactly what you need.
Radiant's
Mag
bottom
just
tower is under attack.
so well synced up there. Trying to snipe a little bit here. Their Nyx Assassin, no sentries available. So him and Bounty could have free reign down here, but Bounty not nearby. As well as everyone being plenty beefy right now. Sioma will be like the only real target as he now buys 4 sentries. He's like, well, I got my levels. Had to be poverty mode.
Poor Sioma, he needs more of that, honestly. It's also kind of a tough one because Comanche, they're not really in a position where they can take down all of these towers super effectively either. They don't have the same type of pushing heroes that they had in the previous games. Like, who's their building it? They don't have anybody.
Yeah, they really don't. Timber, Ember, Nyx. Certainly not an objective-based lineup here. And they don't have the greatest tower destroyers on Vega either, but when you're, I mean, you have a Shadow Fiend and a Wraithwing, that's more than enough, you know. They're not anything too crazy. They're no Dragon Knights, but they're certainly better than what the Radiant have.
Oh, all right, he's going to get out. That was one of those clinching moments there as Timbersaw almost got picked off. I believe that they spotted this rotation in with the Sentry or the Observer Ward down. So, well, in the meantime, they have also caught Nyx with the Corrosive Haze. That's going to force him back and sort of take up shop, trying to pressure the towers. Vega not really going to be denied here.
Yeah, they're getting a little bit up top. Maybe hit the Veil here.
All right, that was a flurry of misspells. They don't hit the Crush. They don't hit the Ice Blast. Yeah, that was, yeah. We'll leave it at that.
Can they even push them off the towers? Question. It looks like they will. Bottling up onto Mag, give them a chance to initiate if they need it.
Oh, they found Chu. There's the dust. They are going to be able to turn this back around, though, with the Impale. All right, yeah, they call it off. There's going to be the ulti that comes in. Nice heads-up play there from Snako, but still, they get the tracks off, and they also have the Grave. Everybody down in the river now. They might be in some trouble here if Roy is able to get all the way across, has the Timber Chain available, but not going to go for it. So they TP back to the Shrine.
The snipes, too. The Ice Blast getting the kill there.
I
think, oh, and actually, it was just the right clicks. Bringing down Chu. Nicely done. So Grave, not enough there, and I like the build Ditcheral's go for. This is the manly build. Just go straight into the Blade Mail. No Blink Dagger required. So he was down, still pushing quite a bit by himself. Now he's up to 830 gold, and with the mobility of the Slider and early Blink and the Spirit Breaker, Ditcheral's just going for pure damage.
Oh, God, he's gone in an instant. They have so much freaking damage here with the amp on top of them, and now just having to run away. They might end up going down here. 2 people caught with the drones, and they're going to double Remnant forward. A lot of damage going out onto Vega. Can they finish him off, though? It's not going to happen. They do end up bringing down 2, so Raping coming back into the fray. They've already brought down Bounty Hunter again. Another stun going down onto Rory. They need another round of chains to be able to catch him, but they've already used all the Remnants. The chase is not going to be that effective, and they have a
room, though. Maybe a turnaround.
Be careful. There's still the amp available if they wanted to go for it. The track was there for the vision, but they just don't have the lockdown.
Yeah, Ditcheral is pretty terrifying with the amplified damage. You know, there's basically like PA and Wraithing that can really dive into someone like that, but goddamn, 300% really shows that Amplify just annihilates through someone even as beefy as a Timbersaw. Man, Rory has been heavily gimped, though. He went from top of the net worth chart pretty heavily hindered here as he's not even into the Bloodstone. They're going to smoke up 4. Rory just wants to finish this camp instead. Maybe he'll be a bait in the mid lane here and really try to get something going with his Ember Spirit. 0-0-3, not too shabby, but going to try and accelerate himself into the Boots of Travel now with this Veil.
Oh, and now they're going to spot the Ancient Apparition right as he heads over here. So this should be a pretty quick and easy. Well, actually.
Well, they know what's coming now, though, because Meg spotted them out. The smoke popped on the Ember.
All All right, well, there's the initiation. They have the bounty down as well. They're going to be able to control it. Matt kind of not hitting onto the chains. This is very sloppy. God, that was terribly executed, Comanche. That was awful. Not often you say that, but that was really bad. Holy crap.
I guess they just missed the chains or something there. Couldn't quite find the range. Maybe too scared to overcommit.
Yeah.
Situation. Like they know the second bounty hunter shows the charge comes in from Snako, so he's being marked up. So yeah, Chu just needs to back right away.
Okay. Yeah, it felt like they were just kind of almost trying to get greedy to me though, like going after 2 heroes at the same time instead of just picking off the AA. I don't know. Well, there's the initiation on a G.
Radiant's middle
But
Snako also charged right through Chu completely unintentionally, but had no dust on him. Now he has to buy some and bring it out.
Rory also out of mana now.
Dire's top tower is
Very
under
tough game for him.
Oh, Digiraw, he's going for the build. Oh, I hope he finishes this Radiance. This is pretty sick though. He goes for the helm over the Blink Dagger, which is a bit unusual for Wraith Kings. They usually love to have that Blink, but again, he has a Slider, he has a Spear Break. He already has that mobility from his team. He's mostly just the follow-up, and he doesn't have a natural helm builder, so he's now offering this aura to his team, and he's just going to rely on his allies to set things up for him.
That was great also.
And yeah, Radiance is the build. I mean, all that damage. Oh, so good.
Definitely. Kind of a neat little play there. The bounty hunter able to snipe the courier right as Snako is charging away, so they get the gold from it, and Snako wasn't able to follow up with a kill, even though he has the 2 dust on top of them.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Oh yeah, that's true.
This might be the moment. A big play could be coming in. They know exactly where the rest of Vega is going to be, and they're kind of sticking around here. Can they find that initiation? There's going to be the Chakram. Goes out, connects onto 2. Chase going to continue. They don't throw out the Impale. Is already going to be able to stun up Rory. A Blast also going to go out away, and now they've got the damage onto him. Not deciding to go for it. They're just too afraid.
Yeah, they have no Wraith King ulti, so it's kind of risky to commit for the fight. Might as well just wait the 30 seconds. You don't have an amazing setup or anything like that. And now they also have a BKB here on G, so could see a smoke. It was spotted out by that ward. If they're paying attention, they'll know that the BKB is up there, but they knew it was coming anyway. And there's a charge now onto Chu, the life of the bounty hunter.
Yeah, this is not quite good. They have the dust down there. Misha will have a grave to spend, but not even in time. The Remnant Forward is going to be able to finish off the Spirit Breaker at the very least. So 1-for-1 exchange. Unfortunately, no track used.
Yeah, that's still fine for the Radiant, though. I mean, when you're spending all that onto a bounty hunter, and then you're just like, okay, well, I guess you can at least fight and take him down. But now it's Dire who turns right back around, heading to the pit. They should get weeds up here.
A lot of minus armor going to come out now. You have to be at least a little bit careful.
Oh, this is so tempting to fight.
Oh, they want to go for it. The Impale. Oh, the Crush is there, though. No, and now Nyx in some trouble. They still can't get off an Impale if they want to.
Go!
It's there.
What?
Possibly Aegis picked up, though, by G, and now they're going to be able to find that kill. Nyx is gone. They have track to try and make some type of speed increase to get out of there, but Chu is just going to be the one that ends up falling. So nothing going the way of Comanche, and it is a huge problem right now. Vega Squadron in good form.
Oh, that's if only he knew. He must have, I guess the vision dissipated from the weave by then, so he didn't know how close he was. If only Nyx had known that while Graves throwing in the stun, likely could have been able to steal the Aegis, but that's, you know, Fog of War, that's Dota for you.
Yeah.
Unable to save that one. And there's that nice pickup, though. They've been thinking about that for quite a while, I'm sure, on the Dire side.
Yeah, they are in a tough spot right now, Comanche. The Vega Squadron looking real good. I will say that you still kind of have some of the same problems with mobility, sort of, where, like you said, the Wraith King no Blink Dagger in this game. Do you think that that's a huge concern at all, or are they pretty comfortable?
I think they're fine. I'm sure it's enough with just the Spirit Breaker sliders. Don't press Showcase mode. Tip. I might have hit that one. Classic crash.
Smoke on smoke, Snako, they get the initiation onto him, but they're going to take a huge Ice Blast to the face, connects onto 3, and Rory also going to be controlled, but still might end up being able to get out of this one. The G ulti comes out, never mind. There's a kill immediately onto the Nyx Assassin. Misha also going to get ran down here. Rory does have the ulti off of him now, so we'll be able to survive at least a little bit longer, but they have the chase and ends up denying himself the very first usage of that Bloodstone. 4 dead for Comanche, and they have nowhere to go. They just cannot take the fight right now. Were you able to get back into the game before the fight
barely.
ended?
I got in there just as the yelling commenced.
Okay.
That was something else though. The Ditcherado, he just like walks around that whole fight. You can't deal with him because he has his ulti up, so you don't want to commit too much. But he's also just like walking around throwing stuns at people. And this blade mail just makes him so difficult to deal with. And he hasn't been forcing any other item. He's still just saving up for that Radiance.
A very big departure from what they were doing previously, and Comanche, they have a lot of questions to figure out what they want to do. Chu is going to look for another courier snipe here, so it's something, but, well, maybe with this G. All right, forced to pop his BKB, turns to fight, misses the raise. Misha still taking damage from this.
Charge still on cooldown. He can't follow with his BKB at all.
All right, Rory's going to be controlled for the moment, but they still have Ember here, turning to fight. Blade Mail already used. G going to be controlled. They're throwing out the tracks, and the damage is starting to be done. It looks like the Ember is going to come back in a little bit as the Grave comes out, but they've lost the Nyx again. And now Misha also, he's just gone. It's ugly.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Graving up on top of the bounty hunter as well.
Radiant's
Just
middle tower is under attack.
generally not a good sign in a team fight when you have to save him. At least Ember's still up though. He's doing, oh, what a crush.
Oh my god. Well, Caster's curse and a half. He's gone. That was...
Sorry, bud.
At least he's...
on
Oh,
me.
wait. No. Damn.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Well,
attack.
and now also on the other side, they found Chu just... Ugh. When it rains, it pours. Vega Squadron taking complete and total control of this game.
Yeah, man. Meg is just crushing it right now. He looks so good.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And the jump forward, two people
at this
crushed,
guy.
everybody dropping. Oh, Vega Squadron, have mercy. These people have families. There's a good impale out, actually able to bring down one, but she just barely alive. You need to just walk forward, right-click him one time. It's not going to happen, Mag. Another crush and actually call off the charge.
I'm impressed they make go back there.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you have Aegis? Come on, let's go. So they end up with just the tower. People are respawning. Not the time to be fighting. Perhaps they'd like to use this Aegis, but now this Ember could get caught. Fog doesn't work with them quite right. They should be okay.
Oh, ooh, that was scary. Yeah, able to come out of that Slate of Fist, head back home with his remnant. But, God, where do you go at this point?
In the corner and cry when this Wraith King shows up with a Radiance.
Yeah, that's... I guess
At least...
the plus side is that you do have, like, you know, Spike Carapace that you can set up for the kill maybe at that point, but it just feels so tough.
I don't even know if you can afford to like try and kill the Chirath. As well, like Radiance doesn't actually offer that much value this game in terms like there's no one to really give the blind to. It's still super obnoxious though. Just as a Wraith King, no one wants to fight you or deal with you, and you try and just kite him around the fight, but you can't just let him stand there the whole time with Radiance or you're just gonna lose. So I'm always down with the Radiance. I think it's like the funnest way to play this hero.
Endurance run.
We do have Chu just continuing to sit out here waiting to get a courier snipe. Doesn't look like he's going to get it, although there's a chance. But when this is what you have to do with your bounty hunter at this point in the game, it feels so bad. 5-20.
Yeah, not ever getting that snowball rolling, no gold flowing into their pockets. At least they save their racks though, so there's not too much pressure coming on them in the mid lane. Timbersaw, he's getting up to some bigger items.
Is he going to get this? Look at this. It might actually come through. Yeah, eyes. Got it. Oh, no, Chu! Oh, Chu! Oh, no, that was the Radiance recipe. He actually is going to get it on the way back. The Radiance recipe. Oh, man, and that's going to be his Radiance. Oh, that would have been so great for this fight. But now he's going to have his full combo. Oh, wow.
Courier is significantly lighter, and they might even dodge him on the way home. They're sending it to the tree
Radiant's
line.
top tower is under attack.
It looks like somehow he still knows where it's going.
Radiant's
No,
top
no,
tower
Chu,
has fallen.
no.
Dire's
That's something,
courier
but
has been killed.
damn, that sucks.
Considering that that's like the hypest moment the whole game for this squad, not a good sign.
Dire's
You know,
middle
they got the
tower is
empty
under
courier.
attack.
Hey, that affords a
Radiant's
blink though.
top tower is
Okay,
under attack.
game changing.
Ditya, no respect at all, just walking
Dire's
through their
middle
base.
tower is under attack.
They do have a nice little blink forward afterwards, and a lot of damage being dealt out. He's actually going to end up falling here. So they burn through his ulti. They only take down a range barracks and maybe going to look for more. The A-Blast going to come in. Rather large, connects on to 2-3 rather. And well, they are going to get the Grave up, but he needs to throw out a couple of ultis, stun, damage, anything at all. They're able to bring down the Ember. He's gone. And well, there's going to be a buyback. The BKBs will start to run low, but Chu still in trouble here. Maybe they can bring down Mag. No, not before they end up losing the bounty. So they do get one kill there. 1,000 gold going to Misha. Not exactly who you would have wanted. And Sneko able to charge away. They're not going to kill him. Oh, God. That hurts.
Game 1, the synchronization was there from Vega. Game 2, not so much, but Game 3, it is just unbelievable. These Ice Blasts have been insanely good. Comboed up with these Slardar crushes. Just showing that there really can be amazing teamwork between their 5, their 4, and their 3. Just it's not always the same two getting stuff done together, but in this game, Sioma and Mag are just completely on the same brainwave. Every single time he gets this crush off, and we're seeing 2 and 3 man Ice Blasts in every single fight. And again, there's a reason this hero, you really don't see him too much. AA is super strong, but if you miss that ulti, he's completely useless. Like, he does nothing. Yeah. But Sioma's showing just how strong he really can be.
Oh no. Do they have any dust nearby? You see that Chu takes the double damage rune. That's probably the highest impact he's had this whole game. Like, it's been rough. It's been really rough. We can't really, like, it's just the truth. He's had an amazing series. Like, his Earth Spirit play was off the chain earlier, doing great work, but it's just this draft. Yeah, like, I don't know. To me, it feels like you sort of just lost all semblance of command of the game.
What's the current Roche timer? Mine's bugged out since I had to leave.
It looks like it's only about 30 seconds away, maybe a little bit more than that, but pretty close.
Okay, yeah, so that's the next big thing here for the Dire side.
And they're doing their best. Ember's split pushing. Particularly against the Spirit Breaker, this is really hard to accomplish, but they're making it work, and he'll have a mule in their next fight.
Yeah, it's only 6 Bloodstone charges left on Rory now, though. That hard life of the Timbersaw. Couple deaths, and so much less of an impact. You lose like 8 mana regen. Brutal. Down to just 12.8 now.
Yeah. I mean, you got to give it to Comanche here. They're extending the game. They're making them work for it. Vega Squadron is getting nothing easy. Maybe
look how fast they're moving well smoked right now.
Yeah.
Ditch your raw with that creep.
Oh, there's the crush. Nobody in position to come and help him out either. And Rory is going to get away for the moment. So very, very close. Looks like they're pinging out that the courier's over here again. Can Chu pick it up? I'm just signaling that Roche is probably the next movement.
Yeah, I think he thought they'd send it north again to the tree line. But instead they actually just sent it directly home. He got juked. He thought too hard about it. Mind gamed himself.
Endurance run.
I thought they were moving fast before. Mag now with the haste rune as well. You know, I might have been a little bit too harsh on Chu before. He's getting some good intel here. It's just that his hero is not being able to give them that gold injection that they would want. Maybe you get like a big gold swing turning it back around with a 5-man wipe, but it's going to be hard for that to actually be accomplished.
Yeah, it's just a difficult game for him. He was counterpicked by the Spirit Breaker.
He was already picked into a Slardar, so that one moment that he is revealed, if he happens to get amplified, it's very difficult for you to even get into an item to negate that as a bounty hunter. Unless you get like really rolling into your Greaves or possibly a Lotus Orb. They absolutely annihilate Roche. That minus armor G just wailing away. Now into a Daedalus to go with the Silver Edge. If he Silver Edges this Ember or this Timbersaw, just the damage output is ridiculously reduced on the side. They only have these 2 cores to really dish it out right now.
Not to mention that he actually has a Daedalus, so this could probably... Well, they got the weave down. We'll see how much it's going to end up doing. They aren't going to be able to get it. There wasn't a crit there either. And Ditya actually taking a good bit of damage here. The Ice Blast is going to come through, connects onto 2. There's Nyx Assassin dropping low. They have the Grave, trying to keep him alive. Ditya is going to be brought down. And, well, the Impale, it's going to connect onto 3. Still not looking good enough, though. Chu getting turned upon, drop into the raise. They find a kill on Sneko, but buyback for the Bounty Hunter, trying to find something else from this. Immediately, Vega back.
He's almost an objective gamer. He was the only one hitting the racks, and he actually helped take it down with the creeps. So, The dives were there to allow him to really get into those buildings. And Wraith came back up in 12 seconds here. He'll have his ulti. They can just keep this going with the Aegis.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Well, they're doing their best to try and cut the creep wave here. The unfortunate part is there's still vision. Oh, gee. They're going to jump forward. Oh, my God. Rory, he's pissed off, but might end up dying for it as the Chakram's still leveled out there. The jump forward, they're going to be able to turn it back around. All right, Gem on the ground, now looking for more. They're going to be able to probably bring down G's going to go for the Requiem of Souls. Isn't quite able to make it happen. He does take down Misha, though. Can he escape? They have the control. They have the damage. That is a big comeback. Triple kill for Rory. And that is a hell of a lot of gold going his way.
Yeah, they just showed bottom, so the Radiant just dove him. They're just like, okay, Wraithing's not here anymore, and he has no way to get back to this fight at all. So we're just going to dive in. It was very important they got that quick pick from Rory. And now Ember.
Oh, needs to remnant out. Oh, he's gone. That was close.
Can't quite get the bashes. That was scary. Okay, so we're still back to a massive win there for the Radiant side. Shocking that Ember is actually above Wraithkin considering the position he's been put in this game. Difficult to keep up with how much space has been handed over to Vega.
So is this just a pipe dream here for Comanche being able to actually come back into this? They've lost Elena Barracks, and they're down about 20,000 net worth. How does it look over the next couple of minutes for them?
Pipe dream is probably pretty accurate. We do have a Lotus Orb now finished up here for a Timbersaw, so that's not too shabby. That'll be good to take off the Amplify from himself, possibly even reflect it back onto Mag if he's not too careful. Maybe that would help them bring it down, although they don't have the most physical damage to really capitalize on it. At least it'll give them some vision of the bad boy. But for the most part, it's just all about his own survivability and trying to help out. And we already saw the Hood do quite a bit of work last time as he did get hit up with the Ice Blast. But he's able to reduce that damage to himself. So perhaps Rory can do a little bit of work. The only problem is Ditchra now has that 10-second BKB up for him, and then we still have that one on G, which is down to 7. So Rory really has to pick his moment in these team fights. He did a great job in the last one. Just unlikely that it happens again, but perhaps they can.
Yeah. And the comeback potential is there with the, everything going back in their favor. A little bit of a misuse of the Shrine there. Might come back to bite them. But you've got cooldown reduction now for Ember, as well as the amp damage that's going out, and it looks like they want to try and take this fight. This would be quite good if they could get the wraparound, and looks like eyes on G. Chu leading the charge. They have Ember still here.
Be careful they don't jump Ember too fast. That could be the downside.
If they can find Mag, this would be great. And there's the initiation, but the BKB already out and online. They're able to catch on to 2. The Ice Blast is not exactly great, but Rory taking a ton of damage already, forced back and away. They've lost the Nyx Assassin, now potentially going to lose more as chase continues. Crush chest is onto Chu, and they don't spot him out. There's the jump back. Oh, they're going to end up being able to get him. They pull down the Timbersaw on the high ground. He ends up paying the price, and now maybe Ember can find the kill. He's going to actually be able to dodge away with the Remnant. The damage is not quite there. Oh, Chu, they needed it, but it's not going to happen. Oh, and Mag gets out. It was looking good for a second, but
I've never seen a fight up there.
Yeah,
that
right?
was pretty sick. Timber and Slider are going at it. Up by the hooded men.
They're not impressed, by the way. Look at that expression on their face. Not happy at all.
No, quite stoic.
Definitely. Well, 32-10, and what we felt like was coming this entire game is maybe fully being realized now. Is now they're going to try and deal out the damage that they need. Lotus Orb getting thrown back at them, and Rory the Reaper forced backing away. The damage comes out now. The charge through onto 2, and well, Seneko doing a lot as well. He ends up killing him off with the Blade Mail procs from G, or rather from the Ditchra, and there's just nothing they can do here. No answer.
Yeah, BKBs are back up now for everyone.
Oh, and they get the crush on the comeback from the jump forward, sleight of fist. Right clicks will follow. Look at the damage. There's just no answer. Vega, too strong.
This Ice Blast was just unbelievable. That's all you really need to call this hero. But unbelievably well played. That's one of the best Ancient Apparitions performances you're ever going to see. Did so well this game in tandem with this team. Very impressive stuff from Vega. Really shaping up after game number 2.
Well, quite impressed. how do you rate this Vega Squadron team after this match? They won, but didn't look super clean.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. I think it was more of a impressive showing, I guess, from Comanche. I thought like game 1 they held out pretty long considering the draft was a little bit unique and different and had a struggle going to the late game, but they still held it right to the 64-minute mark and at least were giving themselves a chance. Vega, the names are begging to be rated higher, I would say. Like everyone wants to put this team in tier number 1, especially if you're someone who looks towards the CIS region. You really want those qualifiers to matter, and you want to feel like the team that gets out of there deserves to be at the major, which is something that it's going to be a concern with these newer qualifier regions. That's a fair thing to say. So you want to see these teams succeed. You want to see them look really strong. You want to see them dominate other teams in their region. You want this to be EG versus Doo-Wop. No offense to Doo-Wop, but that's what you want to see in this kind of a matchup, right? Yeah. So Vega Squadron, if they want to be that top dog and that deserving CIS team to represent their region, then they got to up their game. You know, this kind of stuff might not cut it against Virtus Pro.
Definitely something to be concerned about, and, well, it might not even cut it against the other teams that we're going to be taking a look at very shortly now. We've got Empire facing off against Friends. This is our first look at Empire in a while, and I think Friends have played a couple of matches. It was some for the Star Ladder qualifiers, but I don't think we've seen a lot out of Empire recently, so very excited to see how they do with this. Trent Pax as well as Lyrical Dota. You can follow us on Twitter if you want. Keep on following with DAC as well. I believe that the other EU matches are started as well, or at least will be starting shortly. That will be on BTS 1.
I see 10 out of 10 in the lobby. They must be getting there soon.
Yeah, absolutely. So stay tuned, everybody. More great action to come as we continue our way through the CIS qualifiers here. Be back in a bit.